And we're live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come join. One man went to mow. Nigeria scatter, scatter. Nigeria jaga, jaga. One man went to mow. We're here to put order to the state of affairs of the Nigerian state. Gather, come join. One man went to mow. Your friendly neighborhood or your man. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Missing someone, missing someone, missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. How much you miss it, and you deserve, and you deserve, and you deserve, and you did it right from the start. And you did it right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone and missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. Missing someone. Normal. I am sad and so
One man went to mow. The eagle has landed. The session has started. And thank you to the people gathered already. Introduce yourself in the comment section. Let's get to know each other. The hyperlink is there. If you want to come join me live on screen, it's going to be a rapid fire sort of a session. So if you choose to join me on screen, then you're welcome. If you don't, then that's fine. But the session starts anyway. I'm glad to have you. Iminike Okeke, good to see you. You have a male sounding name but a female avatar. So perhaps there is something you want to tell me about that. But straight to the narrative we go. We go to the response of the Abokis to the meeting that was held rather by the Southerners just yesterday. So the North responds, Southern governors meeting gang up against Northerner. Sani Yabagi is the person speaking. A new name to conjure with, at least a new name to myself. So Sani Yabagi. So that is the person that will be speaking to us as the voice of response of the North to the South. Femi Falana, the legalese or the legal underpinnings of the Sunday Igboho narrative. Sunday Igboho, no law in Nigeria backs night arrest. This is what Falana is saying. I'm not sure how the law specifies what time of the day an arrest should take place, but I'm sure the SAN will educate us on that. To Lagos State we go, and still matters legal. Lagos Assembly passes bill to bar police parading suspects. So this one I'm especially pleased with. So this one I am especially pleased with because I've always been off put by the way they just parade people in the Nigerian space, that they've arrested this bunch of people on suspicion of XYZ. No conviction has taken place, but their names already besmirched. So Lagos State is saying enough to that on civilized behavior. So we visit that as well. So to it we go, and we start, of course, with the story of the moment, the hot burning topic. Southern governors meeting gang up against Northerners. Sani Yabagi is who we're contending with. So let's see now what Sani has to say. Sani Yabagi, the national chairman of the Action Democratic Party ADP, has accused Nigeria's southern governor of a gang up against Northerner. Mr. Yabagi criticized the governors for issuing an ultimatum to end open grazing in the southern part of the country. The governors held a meeting in Lagos, the second in a few months, to discuss burning national issues. At the end of the meeting, a communique was issued in which they opposed the 3% revenue sharing formula prescribed by the Petroleum Industry Bill and insisted on the open grazing ban. Excuse me. And insisted on the open grazing ban. They also insisted on they also insisted on electronic transmission of election results and that the southern regions should produce the next president in 2023. Speaking against this backdrop on Channels Television on Monday, Mr. Yabagi, a presidential candidate in 2019, described the Southern Governors meeting and decisions as a gang up against the North and President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. I think the coming together of the governors of Southern extraction is the very wrong way to go about the issues of politics that affects the nation, Mr. Yabagi argued, because the message here, unfortunately, is like ganging up against the rest of Nigeria. So, what is the rest of Nigeria is what I don't understand, because half the country has spoken and he is saying the rest of Nigeria as though a satellite arm of the country is speaking to the vast mass of the country. So half the country, of course, is the south. No matter the land mass or the population, half the country, because the divide always is north and south. So if the south has a view, then the opposing view is of equal weight, no matter the mass of the size. But he is saying, because the message here, unfortunately, is like ganging up against the rest of Nigeria, particularly the north, by state actors who should be people that protect and advance the unity of this country. He further said all the demands contained in the governor's communique were divisive and unhealthy for the country's unity. All the things listed in that communique from their meeting seems to be a kind of ganging up against the North. When you look at the grazing issue, insecurity, the issue of politics of 2023, how can we have elected officials, governors for that matter, coming in this manner to emphasize things that divide us, not talking about things that unite us in the country, beats my imagination. So how can we have governors coming together to talk about things that divide us, not things that unite us? Beats his imagination. So that is the assertion from Aboki land. So from Aboki land, we go to Yoruba land and we speak to Femi Falana. So Femi Falana speaks here. Sunday Igboho, no law in Nigeria backs night arrest. So we're still in that space, that shocking and alarming scenario that was played out by French-speaking supposed DSS agents, 100 deep, that invaded this Yoruba man's house in Ibadan. So this is Femi Falana speaking to the space. Sunday Igboho, no law in Nigeria backs night arrest, says Femi Falana. A senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN Femi Falana, has criticized the raid on Sunday Igbo's home by operatives of the Department of State Services. Falana, in an interview with Channels Television, monitored by correspondents, said the DSS acted like armed robbers. It will be recalled that last Thursday, the DSS operatives stormed the home of Igboho, killing two persons and declaring him wanted. The secret police claimed he was planning an insurrection against the country. Falana said, "There is no law in Nigeria that allows you to arrest somebody in the dead of the night when you are not planning a coup and when you are not an armed robber. There is no provision unless a crime is being committed in the night. You cannot go there and arrest. Take Ibadan, for instance. The invasion of Igbo's house happened in the night, and for all day, everybody was wondering who did it and who did what, and that 7 people were killed. People were arrested and abducted at 2 a.m. The governor of the state was not aware. Now, Sunday Adeyemo has said he did not have any guns in his house, yet the DSS paraded guns and other ammunitions. All the controversies would have been unnecessary if the DSS had behaved like a modern, civilized agency. These are very dangerous legacies of military dictatorship in our country. Igboho has filed a lawsuit against the Nigerian government. He demanded compensation of 500 million and an apology for invading his home and vandalizing his property. So that is Femi Falana speaking to that space. Night raiding somebody's home is not known to law apparently in Nigeria. So the next story is one that I have had issues with for a very long time. When they gather people together and traumatize them so that they are looking gaunt and morose and parade them as suspects of having done XYZ. Let me give you a sample of what I'm saying. This is where the Lagos State Assembly is now speaking to. Watch this.
One-man fraud syndicate arrested in Lagos by RRS. According to the group, it was division of labor and specialization, and each also has a splinter group. While one sources for SIM cards and account numbers.
Okay, so that's just a sample of what really concerns me. They just corral people, parade them in front of the press against their will. No legal representation, no recourse to law, no known legal structure or underpinning of this thing. So that imperious act that we have come to identify as a peculiarly Nigerian thing, playing out in that instance again. Just corral people, gather them, traumatize them, place them in front of the press, and describe them in the manner that they cannot argue back. So that now it looks as though that is coming to an end in Lagos State. As guys, I bring you this. Lagos Assembly passes bill to ban police from parading suspect. The Lagos State House of Assembly has amended the state's criminal justice law to bar the Nigerian police from parading suspects before the media. The State Assembly passed the amended version of the law with a voice vote at the sitting presided over by the Deputy Speaker, Wasiu Sani, on Monday. As from the commencement of this law, the police shall refrain from parading any suspect before the media. Section 9 of the amended bill reads, the bill also restrains security agencies from effecting arrest without warrant, except if the individual is suspected to illegally possess firearms and other dangerous instruments. The newly passed bill also barred security agencies from arresting a person in lieu of another. So, this piece almost deserves a session of its own. This really jars the senses. This is not known to law, or I'm not a lawyer, but this is not known to law or civilized behavior of any description. You go to somebody's place to go and effect an arrest, you cannot find the suspect, and then you go and detain the wife, the mother, the son, the daughter, and this is what they call police practice in Nigeria. And this happens in open glare. People that are meant to be enforcers have turned into kidnappers. So no more within the legal space. That paragraph again, the newly passed bill also barred security agencies from arresting a person in lieu of another, a development that contradicts the state's Unlawful Society and Cultism Prohibition Bill 2020. Um, Recall that Lagos State Assembly in February passed the Unlawful Societies and Cultism Prohibition Bill 2020, seeking to punish parents of their children's crimes. The Speaker said the punishment was to prohibit further unlawful societies and cultisms, including other connected purposes in the state. The new bill further stipulated that suspects must not be subjected to any form of torture, cruel or inhumane or degrading. Uh, um, Sorry, let me take that paragraph again. The new bill further stipulated that suspects must not be subjected to any form of torture, cruelty, inhumanity, or degrading, adding that suspects must be brought before the court as prescribed by existing laws or released conditionally or unconditionally. After the voice vote, the Assembly's clerk, Olalekan Onifeko, was directed to transmit the bill to Governor Babatunde Sanwo-Olu for assent. So that is the position of Lagos State. Ajanle Koko, good to see you. What is your position? Good to have you. Victor, we see you, and Solly as well. So, Ajanle Koko, the Malamis are up in arms, as we knew they would be off the back of the pronouncement of the Lagos space, of the southern space. The Lagos State are saying enough of this uncivilized form of policing that they have come to expect from from the Nigerian forces, and of course, still with those forces, Falana is telling us that Gestapo style raiding somebody's home at 2 a.m. in the morning is not known to law. Ajanle Koko.
Good morning, woman.
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. You see, the Malami that is speaking, or what is his name? What did you call his name?
Some Jabba, something or the other, some just a book anyway.
Yeah, that Aboki that is speaking. You know, yesterday we were saying that. I said
Sani Yabagi. His name is Sani Yabagi.
You know that I said that those resolution by the southern governors show that Buhari's agenda has been cornered, and that they have formed a blockage against his agenda to, continue his Fulanization agenda in 2022.
The Janjaweedification of the Nigerian state.
Yeah, because a lot of us that are southerner, that are well educated, but we are politically novice. We don't really understand the game of politics. And when the politicians are playing that game the way they know to play it, a lot of us don't understand it. Buhari have started playing his own game for 2023. And that's why these governors wisely came up. They came together and started punching back at him. And they have formed that blockage, but that all the point of those resolutions that they came out with, they are blocking completely. They have exposed him. They have rattled him badly now. So I don't know if you can try to, read out those resolutions. There's one of them, other than the presidency for 2033 that they demanded for. There's one of them that I want to point to us to to
Okay, they
explain to us.
reaffirmed so this is it.
Yeah.
Luckily, I still have it on my screen. One, reaffirm their commitment to the unity of Nigeria on the pillar of equity, fairness, justice, progress, and peaceful coexistence between and amongst its people. Two, the forum reiterates its commitment to politics of equity, fairness, and unanimously agreed that the presidency of Nigeria be rotated between South and Northern Nigeria, and resolved that the next president of Nigeria should emerge from the southern region. 3A security. The forum reviewed the security situation in the country and commends security operatives for their relentless efforts in restoring security and safety, and commiserate with families and loved ones of those who have fallen in the line of duty. So this is a 3B, re-emphasized the need for state police. C, resolved that if for any reason security institutions need to undertake an operation in any state, the chief security officer of that state must be duly informed. And D, which is the final one, the forum frowns on selective criminal administration of justice and resolved that arrest should be made within the ambit of the law and fundamental human rights. So those are the key points that came out of that communique.
Oh, I think there are more than that. Other than that, 3 points. I think there are about like 8 or so.
Okay, so which one were you looking to? Because those are the ones that I could immediately reach. But which one particularly did you want to speak to?
It's not among those that you mentioned. But anyway, let us, if you cannot pull it out, let's.
Yeah, but which one did you have in mind? Surely you had something. Oh, yeah,
I
you cannot
cannot.
recall. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot recall, but I I saw it and I said, yes, they have nailed him. They have nailed him. So, but you see, what those governors are doing have the backing of all the political leaders in the Southwest, either PDP or APC. What I mean by political leaders, including the geocultural group of each region, like Afenifere and all the rest, and
Yes,
Babakla in the southern.
the Oni backs this, the Alafin backs this, the
Yes.
Oluba don't even backs this, they all back
Yes.
this. Yes.
Yeah. So what we are seeing now, our politicians, our governors have started, galvanizing, a strong political support for the southern agenda against the northern agenda, against the Buhari's agenda. So it is not going to be easy for this man. It is not going to be easy. So the southerner, the leader are at all phase of life, they have all, behind the governors, and there's no way it can break them apart. There's no way it can break them apart. So we have to commend our governor for what they are doing.
You say that, but the Southerners are known for treachery. Sabo, as soon as they see dollars, you know what they're like.
Yes. Sometimes money can tear them apart, but with what this man is doing, it is obvious that he is on an agenda to Fulanize that country. And you can see him recently coming out to speak, unlike years in the past, he is coming out to speak, and he has spoken loudly that, oh yes, I will continue to do. Particularly during his interview with the Arise News, he
mm.
said he is going to get this, go into the archive and get this, um,
Gazette.
the Gazette to get
Mm.
this grazing route.
Grazing route, yes.
Yes, it will get grazing route implemented
Mm.
around the country. That alone, he has showed us who he is, that he is behind his people, the herdsmen,
Mm.
killing us.
Mm.
So our people are not happy across the board. The Kabis, the traditional leader, the politician, the socio-cultural group, everybody is not happy about that. And that is the problem he's going to face. He is not going to have his way. He might come out with that his security chief that was speaking to the press the other day, that was bragging. The president has given the order to the DSS, to crush anybody that is against the indivisibility of this country and this and that. So it's a problem already for him now. So those of us that doesn't understand the game should just calm down and not just talk and criticize. Oh, they are liar. They are just
No, I
for their
hate
own
that
interest.
lazy, because I wouldn't say I hate it, but it disappoints me. Just that lazy catch-all and commentary that you hear sometimes. Any and
Yeah,
everything, they just say, "Oh, did they not take money? Did they? Oh, all this." No, you have to fit the narrative to the situation. This is a new paradigm, and this is the response to that paradigm.
yeah,
And yes, we know the antecedents of these people for treachery, but it's a new set of circumstances, and the position that these people are taking is born out of necessity. It's not as though these people just out of free will are looking to oppose the presidency, which is the most powerful presidency on the planet. The Nigerian presidency is extremely powerful. So for all these people to come in and put their neck on the line, it's not just a casual thing, but and people will just come and say, "Oh, this, that, and the other." It's just
yeah. And these are
annoying.
these same people that will criticize the governors, that, oh, they are not doing anything. Now they are
Mm,
trying to do something and they are shooting them down again, that,
mm,
oh, they are just for their pocket. You see,
mm,
that is the problem with this, with us that are Southerner. We are
mm,
well educated, but we are political novice. We don't understand the game of politics in
mm,
practical aspect of it. We don't know it.
mm.
And
And,
they
and,
don't.
and when they come up with that commentary that, oh, this, that, and the other, then it doesn't allow you to interrogate the nuance of the positions being adopted by these people, because there's so many things packed into all of that public that communicate. There's so many things packed into it, but because these people have already dampened it down with just that flat statement, you are not then able to go into the details of what was said, to unpick it, to interrogate it, to reflect on it, to debate it, etc.
Yeah, a lot of us in the Southern, those that are educated, they need to be, you know, uh, maybe they need for people like us that can understand the game of politics. Maybe they need to listen to us, but they
Mm,
don't want to, and they don't want to do anything but other
mm,
to just to criticize. When it comes to voting, they don't want to vote, they don't want to participate, but all just to criticize. So
mm.
for those governors, let us commend them.
Commend
Yes,
them, but
yes,
continue to put them
but
under
continue
pressure.
to pull. Yeah, they put
Yeah.
it the first time they met. That
Mm,
is the same way they responded. That,
mm.
oh, this governor, what is
I,
wrong with it?
And Ajanle Koko, they only just met in Asaba a couple of months ago, and very quickly they've met again
They
to
met again.
audit the pro. So, what more do you want? I mean, you are saying
Yeah,
they are not doing anything. They've met, come up with an action plan, met a few months later to audit the progress of that action plan and to re-emphasize and put timelines. So I mean, what
And the
more do you
good thing,
want?
and the good thing of it, Lagos State have
It,
adopted to be, you know,
a permanent.
the
Uh,
permanent secretariat for their
mm,
meeting. And you know
mm,
what that means is that Lagos has the money. They have the
mm,
money to push their agenda forward, to continue pushing the agenda.
mm.
So we're on the right track. Our governors are on the right track,
Yes,
and we have to support them.
well done to them. I will stay in that Lagos State space. The civilized bill just went through the Lagos State Assembly. We are saying civilized. This should have never been the case, of course. Just quarreling people and parading them in front of cameras and calling them suspects and using all manners of descriptives to besmirch their character. Or as you have, all that behavior, it comes to an end. I played a clip of it just now, just parading people in front. Where is that ever done? So, a good thing, or how do you read it?
Oh,
Lagos, yes.
that's a very good thing. I mean, I expected them to have done that long time ago, but
Mm,
coming up with it now, it should be commended, because
mm.
I have never seen anywhere in the world police will just arrest somebody. They don't have, most of the time, they don't have no facts. They don't
Most of
have
the time, they just go
nothing.
to the bus stop and
Yeah,
gather
and
somebody likely looking, rascally
yes,
looking boys, gather
yeah,
them and then parade them. Yeah.
parade them and put gun by their side. They
Mm,
just, in the public space, they just want to destroy their character, and
mm.
most of the time when they took, I mean, when they parade people in the public like that, they will take them to court. And that is all. They will just nail them and put them in jail, because
Mm,
most of the time these people are poor people.
mm.
Most of the time they are poor people. They will
And
just
another, and just to that
grab
space
them on the
still,
street and then just,
you know, throw
dis-
them in jail
throw
for
them in
some,
there. They use gun,
and
they
the
use this.
criminal is still out there. But still in that space, Ajanle Koko, part of that bill, this one really, it really, I'm really aggrieved by this, and I'm gladdened that now they are taking a position. They will go to the house of that suspect, as you said, he is not at home, and then they will arrest his wife, that they will hold his wife until he comes out. All these arresting relatives in lieu of suspect. This is now being legislated for at the Lagos Assembly.
Oh, that is the usual practice.
Mm.
I mean, it's just barbaric that the government agencies that is supposed to be lawful
Yeah,
and
uphold the
civil,
law.
yeah, to uphold the law, they are the number one breaker of the law. They are, everything they do in carrying out their duty is all illegal,
It's criminal in
illegal,
itself. Yes.
illegal completely. You on the road, when police mount what do they call it? This blockage
Checkpoint.
on the road,
Yeah.
yeah, checkpoint.
Mm.
It's all to extort money from people. They will say, where is your particular? Where is this? It's all to make money. If you don't give them money, we have seen several situations where people don't give them and they shoot that person and kill them,
Mm.
and nothing will happen to the police officer. So Lagos State is standing up against this nonsense and coming up with a law to put a permanent stop to it. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a civilized way of doing things, and other states of the federation should follow suit.
All right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. One of
Yeah.
these days, we will debate the difference between a policeman on the streets of Nigeria and an armed robber. We will struggle to find that distinction, but we go to Victor. Victor, good to see you. The Northerners respond. Lagos State takes a position on civilized policing, and Falana is telling us that this Gestapo breaking through the windows in the dead of night is not known to law. The Igboho space. So, to all of that, Victor, good to see you.
Yes, woman. I think I've been opportune to speak to a policeman about an arrest, and he said if it is 6 o'clock in the evening that he wouldn't go ahead to arrest the person, that he will wait till the next day. And I think it's already too bad that you people can that this can when the normal thing that we hear in Nigeria is that thieves came in the night. We do not hear that police came
Who
in the
came in
night.
the night? Yes, it's
Why?
just
Yeah, so it doesn't even sound right to the ears. All right. So to that, it's totally wrong. I don't even see the need for that. And normally, when I think if you are even going to do that, it should have been somebody that you have tried to invite to the station over and over again, and he didn't show up. Or you understand, like you are compelled to go and get him at all means, not just just for the first time you just break in. To me, it doesn't look good. You know, yeah.
and
And
somebody that
on
poses an
the
immediate threat as well. For that level of action, that person has to pose an immediate threat, a
mid
threat that
exactly
cannot even wait 1 hour. So
one
you have to
hour
respond very quickly to avoid a huge disaster. But this is a guy
exactly.
that's been making this noise for 12, 18 months. So what was the immediacy of going in the dead of night
Yeah,
there?
exactly. And about on the Southern Governors
Yes.
resolution on the local
Sani,
policing,
yeah, yeah.
on local policing and open grazing. The truth is, open grazing is tantamount to insecurity. All right. One, open grazing is synonymous with death and filth. These cattle, they drop feces along the road. It is not even right in the first place. They cause nuisance. They cause traffic nuisance too. To me, I don't know if there is if a government wants to think about this the right way, it will just mean that we are driving forward while our eyes are fixed on the rear mirror. And definitely we will crash. We are going back to 1960 something to dig out the Gazette. Why? This is not, and this cow, it's not like they are performing better than the ones that are being ranched. Actually, if you look at the ones overseas, you see that they produce more milk, they produce more meat, and we are just here causing trouble for ourselves. This thing is not even supposed to be discussed. In fact, that's my take on that one. You know,
And to the Lagos State
that
space, yeah.
yeah, on the to the Lagos State space, there is this idea of parading people.
Mm,
To me, simply put, it is media trial.
mm,
You can't parade somebody that way, and then the next time, maybe if the person comes out of their innocence, you don't. Would you go back to tell everybody that saw him sitting on the bare floor that he is actually innocent? Or does he
mm.
have to carry his innocence, maybe put it on his forehead and walk around for people to know? See, when you present people in bad light, to me, that is defamation. To me, that is defamation. If they are suspect, then they are presumed innocent until proven guilty,
Yes.
and we don't have
What
to
part
do
of
things to make
policing is
them.
that even? What part of policing is or what part of that crime solving is parading people? Okay,
To
you
me, it's
you say
simply
it's a
over
pickpocket, you've
seriousness.
arrested. Yes, it's just that's showing off, isn't it?
Yeah, to me. And then the idea of arresting
In lieu.
maybe
Yeah,
in lieu.
yeah.
You see, I don't know when we will realize that illegality cannot be used to
To
curb
fight
illegality.
illegality,
It
illegal.
cannot be done. You how can you go and arrest anybody who has gotten to that reasonable age should face their music themselves. You can have a good son of a bad man or a bad son of a good man. People don't have to suffer for another person. And actually, there is something called pain and suffering, and it is punishable. You understand? You can't go about causing people pain and suffering because a child they gave birth to did something wrong. No, I didn't even know that was still in existence.
You see, I feel as though the Nigerian Bar Association should have a dedicated team that does all these pro bono sort of cases, and they go and attack this sort of spaces of arresting somebody in lieu of another. So if they go and
Yeah,
attack that space and they get heavy compensation out of the police every single time they do it, if they hit them in their budget, then they will know not to do it. So if the son
exactly.
has done something and you go and arrest the mother, and they phone the bar association and they do a free of charge service, and you collect 10 million from them, by the time you do that 50 times, they will know not to do it. It's
Just
just
like you have the
ridiculous.
ambulance chasers in the UK.
There you go. I think
Yeah,
that's not
you
that's an
know.
American thing. It's the Americans that chase ambulance. They
Okay,
are
yeah,
compensation culture. But
yeah.
thank
So,
you. Yeah, go on.
I really then there is I hope this one, all these laws that has been put in place now, I hope they hold, because actually uh, I can remember many IGs that have come keep saying, when immediately they come, they say police leave the road. Give it 3 weeks, 1 month, they are back on the road. So to me, making the law and enforcing it, like making it endure, is actually the key thing. They can make the law today and it will hold tomorrow, next tomorrow, and
That
then
is true
in
actually.
the yes, in the next few months, it's business as usual. You can you may you if you search very well now, you may find out that all those things they said during the EndSARS are, some of them are back on the streets again. And this is the problem. That's the problem. Each time we keep, and it looks like there is no consequence. It's just business as usual. When you do something,
I still
it's
feel that if they start to hit them in their budget, especially the police budget, so attack and illegality by the police are pushed very hard for the most compensation you can get. If they start to hit them in their budget, then they will soon shape up. Thank you, Victor.
they'll begin to hold themselves back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. We'll just do a quick round soon, but let me go to Solly to take his thought, and then we'll just shut it down. So, Solly, to you. Solly,
Oh, hello.
hi.
Yes. So I looked at the topics, and let me just start with South Nigeria, the governors that want to come and they meet their meetings and whatever. Me, politically speaking, I would say they already had this meeting before. All these are just formalities. They already know what they discussed behind the scenes. This one is just so that it doesn't seem like they are planning against the government. Let us just display something. It's just display. It's just a charade.
How so?
Because they already know what they want. They already made plans. This is how things like this go on. They would have made their
So
phone
yes,
calls. They would
they
have.
made plans. Yes, they had the first meeting and agreed on a position, and then they had the second meeting. So how is that a charade?
No. I'm just saying it's just to show that they followed due process. Everything has to be filmed. Everything has to be. The pictures have to be taken. It's
Yes,
just formalities.
because these things are going on in the public space. So
Yes, so the
yes,
public also has to see the process going on. But
right,
I feel behind the scenes, there are some things that they would have spoken about, they won't put in this meeting that they showed us. There are
right,
some demands they will have behind the scenes, so many things that they will have behind the scenes.
right.
So these demands, yes, they are just formalities. And I look at it as
No,
a
how
way.
so? How are they formalities?
No, they are the demands they want. What
Right.
I mean is like the display is just formalities. But I feel like they are posting these demands as Southerners, and they would have also discussed separationist movement, especially with everyone leading to that way now. So
Right.
I feel if their demands are not met, you will start to see some politicians from the South, especially the Western area, now
Can I
supporting.
interject 1 minute?
Yeah, go on.
The separationist movement, they mention it too. Just
Yes,
about the Igbowo that they went to his house to savage his house. They condemn
yes,
it in their
yes.
distance. So what else do you want them to say? Do you want them to say, oh, I support the Dua nation or
No,
Biafra
now,
nation? They cannot say
now,
that. What do you want them to
now they
say?
are not supporting. Now they are not supporting. But I'm saying that they would have discussed about it also. It's not like they will just totally disregard it. They will also consider it. Because look at the support. What do they really need from the North?
Did you read the communique? They said they want presidency to be rotated, and they are talking about restructuring as
Yes,
well.
but
So,
the topics are still based on one Nigeria. That's what I'm trying to say. Now
well,
they are
what
not.
is there's not look, if we have restructuring in that country that works, what is the purpose of breaking up the country?
This is
What is
what
the
I'm saying.
purpose?
This
It's
this is
because
why they have.
hold
This
on,
is why
hold
they
on,
have. This
hold
is why
on.
they have put
It's
their
because
demands. If their
it's
demands are not
because
met, then there is a reason. Then there
hold
is a
on.
reason. Now they don't have any
Hold
reasons.
on. It's because we don't have a country that works. If our country works, if everything works the way it's supposed to work in a civilized country, if we are practicing, if we govern the country the way we used to do in the 60s before the military came in 1966, there
But
won't
we
be
are
all
not
this
in
problem.
1966. Times have
No,
passed.
that is what they are saying,
Times have passed.
restructuring.
Things have happened. Things have happened. These are all wishful thinking. We've passed wishful thinking. We are at the stage where we are facing our
So
reality
what
now.
what point are
Our
you
current.
making, Solly? Because you confused me slightly. So take me to
What
the
I'm
point
saying
that you are
is,
making.
if this is just my opinion, if these demands are not met,
Mhm.
these people are treacherous. They might start to bring people from the underbelly to make this Yoruba nation work, to make this Biafra work. They will
Well,
not
I don't
publicly,
even think
they will
they
not
will go to the
publicly support
underbelly. They
it.
will just declare it. I mean,
Yes, that's what I'm. So
yes,
anything is
they will
possible.
just
This gives
declare
them
it.
a
You
reason.
know, it's not
Yes, this
underbelly. We
gives
have
them
we
a
have we
reason.
have, we have gone past underbelly. We've done underbelly with Kanu and
Yes,
Igboho. So now
yes,
we have the big boys now talking to the space,
yes.
saying that look, enough. So if they continue in this way, if the entire Yoruba space say that they are moving away, what is going to stop them? Nothing. So so
Well, we've
but
seen them try to stop them with guns and bullets.
no, no, no. This is beyond guns and bullets. If the
These people
entire
don't care about anybody's feelings. They don't
listen,
care. They don't care if
Solly,
they are hurting people.
Solly, let me paint you a scenario. If all of the Yoruba governors stand line as stride, backed up just in front of them or behind them by the Oni of Ife, the Alake of Egbaland, the Alaafin of Oyo,
Yeah,
all the Yoruba Obas, if all the Yoruba governors stand in front, all of the Yoruba Obas stand behind them, less
yes,
than 20 people, and they say to the camera that we're walking away from Nigeria, what is
hmm,
going to stop them? Nothing.
yes,
Absolutely not a single thing. Not one
yes.
bullet, not one noise making, not one pronouncement, absolutely nothing. If
But this is
the Yoruba
politics.
lead voices say we are going away, we walk away.
But
What
this
are
is
you talking
politics.
about?
This is politics. This is how they play it. The people might say what they want, but it all matters how the international community see them. If
What
the people,
international community?
if the people are saying we want to separate, Governor Sanwo-Olu can go online or to BBC or CNN and say, "Oh, those are just rumblings of a few
Did
miscreants
you hear what
from
I
the
just
country,"
said? Did
and
you hear
then
what I
the
just said?
international
Did you hear
community
what
will
I just
accept
said,
what the
Solly?
governor said. I understand. I understand.
No,
But
you
now
don't.
they don't have.
You don't. Because you are
No,
now saying Governor Sawolu.
I'm still
I'm
getting there. I'm
saying
just laying an example.
20 people,
But
20 people
yes,
can
I know,
take
but they need to
Yoruba
have a
nation
reason
out of
why.
Nigeria. 20 people.
Then
But they
what?
need to have a reason why. For example, if these demands are not met, this is a reason why. They can't just come and say it. This is
Oh no,
politics.
yeah, now
Politics needs
that is
backing.
it.
Yes, that's what I'm just trying to say. So
Uh,
that means we agree on the same thing.
well, no, we all agree. I think we just we went in opposite directions to arrive at the same point.
Yes,
So it's good.
different formulas, same same
Yes.
answers.
Uh-huh.
So
But to the
based
Lagos
on
space,
Sunday,
yeah.
yes, based on Sunday Igboho, I feel like, for example, they feel like they are the leaders. Then all of a sudden, someone comes from there and start assembling their people. You know, this is why I feel like they are just trying to put him in his place. Oh, before you do something, ask us for permission. You know, we are your parents. You know, you don't just do things as you please. So this is just a way of lowering his power, you know, because he has power behind him. And if the people recognize it, if the nation separates, he might become president of the Yoruba nation, as we are seeing it. So
Who might become president of the
Sunday,
Yoruba?
Sunday,
Sunday Igboho.
if you go,
Are you what are you
most of
talking about?
most of
Are
the
you all right?
most of the
Sunday
youths
Igboho,
in the
president of the
most of
Yoruba nation. Are you all right?
anything can happen. We are living in reality. In
Mommy.
reality, anything is possible. You don't rule
Okay.
out anything.
I know, but
So,
there are
and that's
Hey,
certain
I'm
things
just
that are not
and these
possible,
are
you know. There are
and these
certain
are
things
my
that are not
opinions.
possible, and that
Anything
is
is
one of them.
possible. Anything
Okay.
is possible in this life.
Okay.
Anything is possible. If you think nothing is possible, then you are limiting your mindset. Anything is
Is that
possible.
okay? Let me describe something that is not possible to you. If you
Okay.
go out in a heavy rain without something to protect you from that rain, you will get wet. So that
Yes.
is it's impossible
Just
for you
because
not
we
to
have
get
not
wet.
reached the level of technology that
So
we
there
can
are
stop
certain
that does
things.
not
There
mean
are
it's
certain
impossible.
things that are not
At one
possible,
point,
and that includes some people being the president of Yoruba land.
at one point
Imagine
in
that.
time, this our virtual meeting was impossible.
Hmm.
But as we move on in time, it's now possible.
Okay.
So it all depends on time and space. Everything
Okay.
in life is possible.
Soji, I pull your leg slightly, but speak to that space just for reasons of time of Lagos State now trying to civilize policing within that space. So
Yes.
no more parading people in front
Yes.
of cameras and arresting people in lieu of
Yes.
the suspect.
Yes. I feel like this is my opinion anyway. I feel like it was a way of targeting the Southerners, putting their public image in a bad light. You know, arrest and display with no evidence, with no proof, with no lawyers, no due process. Just a very barbaric form and method of showing, you know, oh, these people are bad, you are guilty till proven innocent. It is all about the public image. It's what is done is done. It doesn't matter if you are found innocent. They've destroyed your public image. And it may not just be, at least I'm living in Nigeria. If you have a job offer abroad, they Google your name, they see you have been displaced. It doesn't matter if you're innocent or not. You can't represent their company. It also matters if you are doing visa application. They ask you, have you been taken to jail? What was the reason? Was it because of protest? Some people don't want this nonsense in their,
Of
so
course, I
they
mean,
have limited you. They have limited you in a very bad light. And if you are innocent, then you are just a casualty of their nonsense.
and
You know,
Solly, the one that especially grates on me, you know, just going to arrest somebody, he's not there, and then you just sweep up the relatives in lieu,
it's because
arresting in lieu of the suspect. I mean, it's
this is why I like,
And kill his
this is one of the
animals.
statements.
hmm,
This is one of the statements from Nnamdi Kanu that, like, he calls the country a zoo. This is just zoo behavior. All these things
oh,
they are doing, there's no, because they know there's no law. They don't suffer. When has a politician been displayed, handcuffed? No matter how bad what he does, all we do is we have this attitude
when
of
have they gone to look
forgiveness.
for Senator XYZ? It's
Exactly.
not there, and they take his wife.
We are very
They don't do
empathic.
that.
We are very empathic. A politician steals 3 billion, he cries, we say, let's forgive the man. No, this is what happened the last time I was here, when someone was saying because the girl is pretty, we have to look about
You
her
know,
story. No,
I said that. You
look
know,
at the crime. No, it
you
was
know,
a day. Look at
pretty
the
girls.
crime first. Look at the crime first. You lock her up first, and you find out later. Let the people care about the whatever happened to her. No, you lock her up for a crime first, then you move on and go on with her public image. It does not matter. You do due process first. We should
Oh,
stop being feeling sorry because
all
somebody
right.
is nice or somebody is crying.
All right,
No, lock
thank you,
everybody up.
Solly. Thank you, Solly, for pressure of time. Let's go quickly to Alexander. So, to the space, Alexander, arresting in lieu and parading people without conviction, just this uncivilized policing. Enough, says Lagos State. enough and unknown to law, says Falana, in the dead of night, breaking through the windows, FBI style, like James Bond or something, trying to arrest Dr. No. But it's just Sunday Igboho asking that his people be let go. And the Abokis, they respond in the manner that we know them to respond to anything. Sani Yagabi, he is saying that this is a gang up against the North. Good to see you, Alexander.
Good morning to you. How are you today?
I'm well.
Lagos space, that's what I'm most interested in that. Lagos people are extremely educated, progressive. I think it's barbaric to display people in front of the cameras without having the necessary information to achieve that aim. So I support that. The Sunny Igboho thing, someone said yesterday that I think it was James that said that and James spoke eloquently yesterday. Since I've been watching this, I've never seen anyone that spoke so prudently. I mean, I was so touched
he spoke
by the
from
way
the
he
heart,
said.
didn't he?
Yeah. And he said it the way it is. Sunday Igboho, people were advising him not to preach violence, just to talk on behalf of your people and advocate for an independent state. It worked perfectly. What they did to him was barbaric, but then Nigeria is a barbaric nation. We don't have a rule. We have the most extensive law of any country in the world. Our problem is not the law. Our problem is implementation. There's one law for the rich and another one for the poor. Like you said, how many times have you seen a senator being picked up or someone who's related to the senator being picked up because they want the senator? So it's a shame that had to happen to Igboho, but I think he's equal to the task. I think he's doing an amazing job. He's never going to be the president
of imagine that. I think that was comic relief. That was
people have to understand. People have to understand that Yoruba are elitist in nature. They're like the English people. You have class system in Yoruba land.
No, probably the most elitist of people there are. It's just they
got that from the English, actually. I must tell you that. But anyway, what's the other one again we're talking about?
Oh, this Fulani man telling us that it's a gang up against the North, that we're asking them not to roam Lu on the streets.
I told you,
Lagos.
Ajeni Koko lives in America, and he sounds like someone who's been living here for a while now. So you should know of NIDO. NIDO is Nigerians in the Diaspora Organization. It's a very powerful organization under Obasanjo. We used to have the meetings at the Nigerian embassy in Washington, D.C., and all the big boys used to come over there. So one Hausa guy stood up. I think I said the story before. One Hausa guy got up and said the problem with Southerners is that y'all will sit down and talk, but at the end of the day, they call you to Mina and they give you a lot of money, and then you start backstabbing. Our problem as Southerners is corruption. Someone in that organization will be a saboteur. Someone in that organization will go and tell the power that be in the North what's going on and how to tackle it. It's a laudable project. It's something that needs to be done. I don't know how workable it's going to be at the end of the day, but let's wait till July, whatever that they said they were going to give the Northerners the expiration.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So let's wait to see what's going to transpire after that. I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't think nothing's going to transpire. I think it's all talk. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that I think they said is the next president of Nigeria has to come from the southern region. That I support, and I know that's going to happen. I can't see Yoruba people getting it. I can't see.
We've never had an Igbo president before. But
it might go back to South. It might go back to South and that Benin Delta region. That's what I'm thinking that might happen. But I won't hold my breath. But because Yoruba people are extremely savvy at the political game, like Jenny Koko always say that we're very educated as Southerners, but we don't know how to play the Nigerian politics. He's absolutely right. He's a politician. He knows what he's talking about. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna poo-poo what he said.
Senator Shehu Sani was breaking this down on Arrest TV just the other day, and he was saying that the Yorubas really have no real voice in anything, any outcry in the Nigerian space. And he went on to go through the democracy as it's under this Fourth Republic now. So a two-term Obasanjo presidency, a two-term Oshibanjo vice presidency. The first term of Buhari is almost like a Yoruba man for every ministry, to the point that Fashola even had three or four portfolios. So the Yorubas really, that marginalization is not really a word he's saying that should be coming out of Yoruba mouth. You know, you can't.
No, James.
You know,
James said it. James said it adequately yesterday. And I've said this in the past. The most marginalized people in Nigeria are the people from the South, not Southeast. I wonder how the Southeastern people would take it if they had all the resources and they're telling them that you can only get 3% or 5% derivative. I wonder how they'll take that. So
they will not do that in Yoruba land. Nobody can do that in Yoruba land. That they find something in Lagos and you tell them that they get 3%. They will burn the place down.
Well, we're not as placid, and we have education. We're the most educated people in Africa. Yoruba people are. Take it or leave it. That's the bottom line. And we use it very well. And thanks to Awolowo who made that happen. So that's what I have to contribute. I hope there won't be a saboteur amongst the governors who would not make this laudable project work. I believe that wholeheartedly, I believe and I support the next president out of the southern region. And that's it at the end of the day.
All right, thank you, Alexander. Quickly to engineer. Engineer, I hope that is not a parking ticket that I saw in your hand. Have you gotten yourself a parking ticket? I saw
I got to rush back to work. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, thank you, Alexander. Always good to see you. So that's Alexander, ladies and gentlemen. Was that a parking ticket that I saw in your hand?
No. I just come to pick
your daughter.
My daughter. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So quickly then. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. To be honest, regarding the arrest and parading people in Lagos, I'll first of all make some correction that if El Rufai will come out and said any president from certain age should not rule the country, then if they can implement that would be nice. But they need to, if they want to stop parading or carry on parading, they need to start from the governors, the leaders, the senators. So those are the people that needs to be handcuffed. Let's be honest and be realistic. Huh? Hey, come here. Let's be honest and be realistic. Because at the end of the day, nobody is a fool. And these people, they can't be fooling us. No, it's enough.
You are going to lose that mask. You are going to lose that mask. You better take it off and hold it.
Yeah,
okay, you're in the car now. But more importantly, this idea of going to look for a suspect, not finding him and arresting members of his family, they are wanting to put a stop to that as well.
Yeah, but it's waste of money. If you look at it, completely waste of money. They will come out, spend that money, arresting innocent citizens, while the main criminals, they are sitting in the office doing nothing. Come on, it's unfair. It's completely unfair. It's something that if they can come out and protest against it, to be honest, I don't mind. I don't mind supporting them.
It's at the very least a breach of our fundamental human rights, which is the right to liberty. So
exactly.
A breach of
I'm not supporting them, but it's, like I said, Nigeria is a country that criminals they get away free with things. You understand?
Okay. So quickly back to that. So quickly back to that narrative of yesterday, the southern governors. A quick response now from the north. Sani YABAGI, his name is, saying that it's a gang up against the north. So just quickly on that.
It's a wake-up call to the northerners. Like I said, they know. I think their bomb will start shaking now.
There you
Huh?
go.
You know, when you shake something, you know, pour water on
Eh?
the seat. When they sit down on it, you know that, yeah, something is going wrong somewhere.
All this bomb talk, it was Bia that introduced it, and you people are
You know,
now. Eh?
you know what baffles me here, right? In Nnamdi Kanu did something, and look at how the Igbo leaders, they're against him. But come to think about something now. Boko Haram, they have been bombing. Have you seen any northern leader, even the president, coming out to give a speech about that or say something regarding that? Come on.
Yeah,
We
this
are
is it.
sleeping. We are sleeping. It's time to wake up. That's what it is.
Is what you always say, engineer. There is no unity of purpose in the South, and that
That
is
is it.
yeah. There's no unity of
Today
purpose.
you give power, you said, okay, power should go to the southern. You hear from southern east, south, they will start fighting themselves. That's the truth. So if we start to speak in one voice, I keep saying it, we will conquer these people. Outside people, they are waiting for southerners to face the Fulanis, and they will chase them out of Nigeria. That's what is happening. Huh?
All right. Thank you, engineer.
Thank you.
Drive safely. We'll see you later in the day. So I'll sweep up the
Sure.
comments now. Solly, quick comment, and then engineer can Solly, quick comment, and then Victor can round it off for us. So Solly, quick comment from you, and then Victor round it off for us. Solly.
I didn't know. I didn't know that Yoruba were elitist. You know, I'm just recognizing that.
Are you not Yoruba? Are you not Yoruba?
I am.
You don't know that Yorubas are elitist.
I'm just starting to recall from my memories.
Yeah, extremely, very arrogant set of people.
Yes. But with the case with them locking up these people from South and displaying them, there has been a lot of things going on. Sometimes, for example, if someone is supposed to be executed, they just go on the roads, they grab people. How do we enforce laws in Nigeria? Even, I think it's from the police section. We don't have educated police people. We don't have educated people in law to administer all this kind of things. So no matter what law they give, people will still rubbish it. The only time it can save you is maybe if you go to courts. But on normal everyday life, I don't see it working. I still believe, I don't know. From what is going on, I don't know what will happen next. We can't really tell until their next agenda is being released. And I feel like the reason why the North feel like this is a threat from the South is because I think these Southern governors they don't just mean like the presidency must come from the South. I think they mean both the president and the vice president. I think they are really scared that all the positions
No, they don't mean that. That has never happened before.
That is how they will look at it. This is their
fear. That's not how they. No. How can the president and the South? That's never happened before.
This will be these people's fear because they can do it. So they will only be afraid of what they can do. They've done it with all the positions, even in naval sports. What does a northerner know about naval? They don't have sea, they don't have all these things. What do they know about controlling? That's why the ports are messed up. So they are afraid that the southerners will put everyone in the south in control and the southeast people will deal with them. This is why they see that it is a threat, because this is what they would do. So that is just my opinion.
All right, thank you, Solly. A pleasure to hear from you. So, Victor, to you, just round it off for us. So, Victor, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let me correct one thing, because I tried to find a fine line between playing politics and being a bully. I don't want to believe that the Southerners don't know how to play politics. Check from antecedents. These guys are great achievers. They at least create a kind of egalitarian pattern when they are in office. We can actually agree that Obasanjo tried a little bit to play towards rule of law. At least he was better than what we have now. Good luck went that way. In fact, it was actually due to the electoral reform that he was even able to lose the election. So I don't know. The politics I believe in is the politics of Rwanda, where 60% of the parliament is female. The politics, what I call politics, is that ability to allow people have their voice. I don't call it politics when you hold the poorest, the most uneducated, and the least of all. To me, that is not politics. Call it whatever you want to call it, but if it only favors just 0.5% of your crowd, then it is not politics, it's something else. So I will actually encourage our people not to emulate that kind of politics that has made the Northerners good, that has made them a power house. Let's still work towards our own brand of politics that will ensure rule of law. That is politics for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Victor, of course, now you see the quality of people that we bring here. I don't even have to add anything. You heard and saw the man yourself. Victor, ladies and gentlemen, when it's has time again, I'm pretty sure he will join us. Thank you, Victor. So the Southerners have spoken and they are saying to these people that enough is enough. The drum beats from the South is echoing and reverberating in Borno State. Let us remind them again what we're saying. How about Ogunde? Tell them.